Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch on this 06.07.2023. Excuse me, current time is 05:23 a.m. Eastern Time here in Upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of Upstate New York, where I live and reside. Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch. You can follow me and check out my Twitter page at Fireman Rich. Just posted this broadcast up, and we got intro music. I figured out from Monday why I couldn't get any intro music. I had the one of the buttons on the Behringer 802 unpressed. I should have pressed it. And so we have music. Of course, I hit the wrong button starting out, but that's fine. That's all good. And we're getting an early start. I don't work no more. I should not be up. I should be sleeping in. I actually went to bed early last night. The whole family went to bed early, about 9:30. It was just before 10 o'clock. And of late, I've been staying up at till about 11:30, stuff like that. But yesterday, I did have a travel day yesterday. Oh, by the way, I do have the morning coffee, and you'll see something new. I posted this on Twitter just when I woke up to start the morning coffee. I have a new coffee cup. And I just got this yesterday when I got home from my trip up to Syracuse. This is a fellow broadcaster there that you can follow him over on here on Twitch.tv. Chaz, I hope I say this right, Chazvez Flexington. I guess Chavez is a broadcaster that I do follow. He is when I purchased this mug on his, I was watching, it was a Sunday, I was hanging out on his channel. He was playing some mean drums. I mean, I had to throw him some coin. I got the mug though, Chaz. I want to say thank you. He's a great drummer. You should follow him. I don't need a card. I got a coffee cup for him, so I don't need a card to say, hey, this is what you need to follow. He's a great guy, very upbeat and stuff, and he just put on a show as far as that goes. And let's see, do I have him here? He's in my listing. I know I do. I have him here. But follow him, okay? It's Chavez Flexington, CHAVEZ So I purchased a mug to say I appreciate the drum set he did. He was rocking. He was rocking. So it's one of those things. You're standing there, you're enjoying this. You gotta be reciprocal in your appreciation and stuff like that. He was giving me shout outs during his broadcast and stuff, and I said, and now I got a coffee mug. What better? He has some good T-shirts and all that, but I'm a coffee mug guy. I saw the coffee mug. I gotta get that mug. So it did come in safe and sound, and the coffee is tasting good in it. So I'll be rotating this out. I got a couple. Actually, I got some coffee cups that I could probably end up rotating in for my Air Force days, as far as that goes. So check him out on his page. Great guy. You won't be sorry as far as that goes. Very positive individual and stuff like that. So, but I also fixed it. Well, I didn't fix it, but I figured out why I wasn't getting audio on Monday's broadcast. I think I got playing around with some things, and one of the buttons got unpressed, so I pressed it, and so we got music as far as that goes. And as far as that, for instance,
you are now on air.
Yeah, of course we're on air. That's for my audio there. That's one of the pre-plugins that I have for my audio podcast that I'll be doing tomorrow. Good morning, Tony Tone. Salute to you, sir. Hashtag positive start to the day. Hashtag PSTTD to you, sir. And the missus is in sleeping. She got up. She got some medicine. She went to the dentist Monday. That's why she didn't go with me yesterday. She's sort of a little racked out, and she had some dental work. And so she's a little cranky as far as that goes, and so she's in bed. So she could probably hear me because she's laying. It's just before I came on here this morning, as far as that goes. So an early start. Thank you for being here, Tony. I don't know if you saw the coffee cup I had. This is a dude you need to follow, guy. He's not on that much. Hey, good morning, Chris Tuck. This guy, you got to follow this guy. I got a coffee cup yesterday when I got back from Syracuse. Chaz Flexton, TN. There's his name, Chaz, ChavezeFlexingTN. And as far as that goes, they moved your doctor's appointment. Okay. So I got myself a new coffee cup. I see it. Yeah, this guy, he can rock on the drums, man. He can rock. He is a good broadcaster. So I was traveling yesterday, and I actually got back earlier than I thought. The meeting went good. What I had to do and stuff like that, it all went really good. Very better than I expected, as far as that goes. And a little sidetrack on directions, and no, it's just the after effect. Okay, you have some work done and stuff like that, and it's just it's par for course as far as that goes. So I just got to be receptive to it. It's just like anything when you have done, especially if you have an operation or something like that. Actually, when I had my cancer surgery, I wasn't cranky. I was happy. I was happy to be alive, I guess. But she's racked out right now and stuff. But she didn't go with me yesterday, which made it for a quick trip. I left yesterday. I was on the road at about 10 to 6, and got up to Syracuse right at about quarter to 8. Got sidetracked with some directions, but I ended up, the person I called, she gave me the good the directions and stuff. Took care of what I had to take care of and stuff. It was a good visit and stuff like that. And everything's copacetic and stuff. And I thought it's just some personal business had to take care of. And it went very well, very well. And the good trip coming back. It's not my dinner report, but I stopped at, it was still early in the morning. I didn't have any breakfast. I didn't have any coffee. I just had some water driving up. So coming back, I figure I was focused on getting there on time as far as that goes. And it went very well. I mean, it was done lickety split and all taken care of. So coming home, I stopped at Burger King for breakfast. I had one of those sausage croissant sandwiches and stuff, and that was good, along with a coffee. I got a coffee on the way back and stuff like that, and this coffee's tasting good here too. So a good trip, and then when I got back, there, interfacing with the missus and stuff and talking, and then was it before I took my nap? Yeah, I think it was before I took my nap. Right around, I didn't even eat lunch. That's how, because it was sort of like, it was on the road, so it was about 9:30 or so. I mean, it was a quick turnaround. I went in there, I made the appointment right when the door was opening and stuff like that, when they were opening the joint and stuff, and I was in and out real quick, so I was back on the road, and so it was yesterday when I got back. A little after I got back, our good friend Randy W. Horton is back on Twitch. And I said I was going to stay off the internet, but I ended up typing a little bit in the comments there, welcoming him back and stuff and like that. He doesn't know why he's back. And if you don't know, I know what you're back for the money. He gets some big money. So don't try and hoodwink us there, Ray. No, we're good to see. It's good to see him back on Twitch. He's adjusted a few things and stuff like that. And as far as that goes, and so it was good to see him. I was before coming on, actually before I decided to get up, I tweeted a picture of the coffee cup at the coffee pot. It's about an hour ago. So I've been up a little over an hour because prior to that I was watching Randy's YouTube. He did a YouTube going into work, and then I listened to our good friend Ted Hicks. He was on last night with Late Night Parenting, so I watched I watched it, but listened to the replay, and so I've been up for. Jeez, I've been up for a couple hours now, though. Yeah, I got up because I went to bed early last night, so thus the early show, I guess. So, and such. So it's all good as far as that goes. Let's see. Currently here. Let's see. Yeah, we did tweet that out. So it did tweet out. Okay. And let's see. The currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York is excellent. Exactly. What's exactly? Oh, okay. It's 41 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 5 degrees Celsius as far as that goes. And let's see, we didn't have any sun yesterday. I'm going to be talking about that after I get through the world times and temperatures. There's something going on here in New York State. Wish me luck tomorrow. Yeah, you'll have a good appointment. Don't worry about it. You know, the doctor's appointment, that's why you have doctors. Thank God we have them. We didn't have them, we'd have more issues than we have to. So you'll be okay. Just don't get nervous. You know, it's a tendency to get nervous I try not to, as far as that goes. They're there for a purpose and stuff like that, as far as to rectify things and stuff like that. You know, some as far as that goes. Let's see. We're supposed to have some sunshine, cloud mix. We're definitely gonna have some clouds. I'm gonna be talking about that. Areas. Oh, here we go. They already have it. Areas of smoke and haze are possible. Reduced visibility at times, and that's primarily because we have an air quality alert. We've been having an air quality alert for the last 3 days. I will get to that after this. We're going to have a high of 71 degrees Fahrenheit, winds out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sun rose this morning at 05:31, and that was about 4 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago. It's 5:35 currently. Yes, I've been seeing the news alerts about. Yeah, exactly, Tony. Yeah, I noticed something Monday. Yesterday, when I woke, driving up to, you could see the sun. It was just a ball of fire, and I'm like looking at this. Oh, that's a strange. It's almost like it was. It's like you would see at sunset. So I'm thinking, oh, okay. It didn't dawn on me then when I'm coming back, and I'm seeing all the cloudy haze. It's because of what's happening up in Canada. Let's see. Sun will be rising this morning at 5:31 a.m. Like I said, and will be setting at 8:39. p.m. this morning, and 8:39 p.m. this evening. Back up there. Our world times and temperatures: Honolulu, Hawaii at 11:36 p.m. It is clear skies, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona at 2:36 a.m. It's clear skies, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's partly cloudy, partly clear, 54 degrees at 3:36 a.m. Out there in Deming, New Mexico, 66 degrees Fahrenheit there now, where Chris Technician is at in Deming, New Mexico, 88 degrees Fahrenheit for the high. And Chicago, Illinois at 4:37 a.m. Cloudy sky, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. New York City, the jungle at 5:37 a.m. currently here, also in the southern tier of upstate New York. Sunny skies. I don't think they're going to get the cloudy, smoky haze that we're getting up here. 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Down there in Robbins, Georgia, where Tony D lives at, his neck of the woods. Tony D's saying it's currently 68 degrees Fahrenheit, high of 90 degrees Fahrenheit, low of 68, mostly clear as far as that goes. So over across the Atlantic, the pond as we call it, Cork, Ireland at 10:37 a.m. Cloudy skies, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Milan, Italy at 11:38 a.m. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, partly cloudy, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. In Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, cool, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. No, it's hot. That's hot. I guess Randy W. Horton's beginning of his when he's getting in his car, or was walking from the parking lot to his office, the front doors there. He's like walking in a furnace, and I know what that feels. Yeah, it's like it's just pure heat you're walking through. But 104 degrees Fahrenheit with sunny skies in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. In New Delhi, India, at 3:08 p.m. Sunny skies, 102 degrees Fahrenheit there. In Mumbai, India, same time, 3:08 p.m., 91 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny skies there. Kuala Lumpur at 5:38 p.m., sunny skies, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. In Manila. I always get Manila and Milan mixed up. Manila, Philippines, on the island of Luzon, one of the many islands there in the Philippines. 5:39 p.m. currently, cloudy skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan, partly sunny, partly cloudy, but they're getting ready to go in their evening at 6:39 p.m. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. In Melbourne, Australia, at 7:39 p.m. Cloudy skies, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. In Sydney, Australia, at 7:39 p.m. Clear skies, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. And they're in their winter down there at those temperatures. And those are our world times and temperatures as we speak. Now, getting to we have an active weather alert and the air quality alert, I guess you could say. There's some forest fires, wildland fires that are going on up in Canada. It's inundating New York State, primarily upstate New York, to where they issued an air quality. And if you didn't read the article, you would think, oh, it's just a cloudy day. No, Monday I didn't really notice it. Yesterday I noticed it yesterday when I took it. Today is trash day and recycle day. So after dinner, just before dinner, I'm taking out the trash to the end of the driveway and then the recycle bins. I could smell it and taste it. And you look, and it's an eerie afternoon. Hey, real Ted Hicks, good morning. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's an alert that where if I don't have to be outside, I don't want to, because the smoke, you could smell. The missus, she's very sensitive, so she can. Good morning, Ted Hicks is in the house, and we appreciate you being here, Ted. Good broadcast here with I forget the gentleman's name. I listened to your broadcast. I take it you did that last night. You stayed right in that 30 minutes. I love that. That's a good. What did you call it? A quick shot or something like that. I forget what. It's just. I love that. It's just like. It's so Ted Hicks. And he's saying good morning to everybody. He's down there in Long Island. You're probably not feeling this down there in Long Island, Ted, because you got the rapid fire. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. I like that. You know, that's your gig, man. I love that. You handle that really well as far as that goes. So I'm sort of long-winded. Of course, I don't have to go to work like you guys. You guys are heading to the day job. You and Tony, and. But we do have an active air quality alert, and we don't get these that often. You know, New York State, rural area, open area, it's hazy. It's hazy to where when I walk the garbage out, I'm looking. It's just like there was something strange about the day, and you know, then it started tasting a little, not a strong taste, but very faint, and I could smell a little bit. I'm looking, and the sun was trying to come out, but it couldn't. There's it's the smoke coming off of out of Canada. It's inundating the upper New York State. And are you seeing any of that down your way in Long Island, Ted? Which I imagine you wouldn't, because you got the ocean breeze there. But the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation at Albany has issued an air quality health advisory for fire particulates. And that's what it is. They're microscopic. That's what's causing the haze. You don't see any big things or anything like that, soot. But it's a cloud. It's a microscopic. So, you know, why breathe that shit? Air quality levels in outdoor areas are predicted to be greater than the air quality index value of 100. So that's bad for fire particles. The air quality index, or AQI, was created as an easy way to correlate levels of different pollutions to one scale. The higher the AQI value, the greater the health concern. So there is a health concern. So there's a lot of elderly that live in my village and stuff like that. So it's just like when pollution levels are elevated, the New York State Department of Health recommends that individuals consider limited, strenuous outdoor physical activities to reduce the risk of adverse health efforts. So me and the missus, we're not going to take our walk this morning. We already decided that as far as that goes. It's bad outside. You feel like you've smoked it. I don't feel that, but I think the missus would. So we're not even going out for our walk this morning because I'm looking out there right now. It looks like it's a little bit. Is that fog? No, that's a combination of smoke and fog. It's out there. Hey, Tim Fan, yo yo yo. But that basically, being a firefighter, if you're in a smoke environment, you got your air mask on, and this would be an environment where you're just outside a building, and you could that's what I was smelling and tasting. I almost felt like I was on a fire ground when I took the garbage out yesterday with the. I touched my glasses here. I got a fingerprint on my thing. So you got to be concerned with that. People who may be especially sensitive to the effects of elevated levels of pollution include the very young and those with pre-existing respiratory problems such as asthma and heart disease, or the elderly in general. Those with symptoms should consider consulting their physical physicians if as far as that goes. And this is still in effect until midnight tonight. So everybody's saying good morning to Tim Fan coming in from Michigan. So Tim, are you being affected by the wildland fires, and are you seeing any smoke and stuff like that, like we are here in New York State from the wildland fires up in Canada? Is that blowing your way? No, okay. This has, Monday morning I woke up. It's sort of cloudy and stuff. I heard something about it yesterday. Going up to Syracuse and coming back on my road trip, I heard that on the news as far as the air quality. So I kept my windows closed. It was sort of cool and stuff. So that's the big news. That I guess this is the same thing that affected California, Washington State, and Oregon back a couple years back, several years back when they had forest fires up there. Well, even in the Oregon, Washington areas, they had forest fires. It was just inundating Seattle and all that. If Erica was here, she could probably comment on that, since she probably experienced that. So we're not taking our walk today. So I'm going to be here basically hanging out and stuff like that. Yesterday when I was getting up for my trip, I felt like I'm going to work. I say, oh God, I got to get this. I had to do the trip though. I had to get done. I had an appointment there to take care of some things and stuff like that. So I'm glad it's done. The missus, like I said, she didn't go up. She's a little under the weather as far as that goes. And so it's a good trip coming back. And now, if the missus would have went with me, we probably would have gone to the big mall up there in Syracuse. I've yet to go to it. It's a huge mall up there. Malls are making a comeback, I think, as far as what I've seen in the news. We do have a thought for the day, and it comes from someone that we've had quotes from him before. Ralph Waldo Emerson, who was up there, born in Boston, Mass, and passed away in Concord, Mass. I lived up there in the Lexington, Concord, Mass area for actually I went through Hanscom Field twice. 2 years the first time, and I was stationed there 2 years. 2 years. Actually, I was supposed to be there for 2 years, but I was there for a year, and I ended up getting an assignment to go back over to Korea. So I was up in the Boston area for a good three and a half years, I would say. It's a nice area. It's expensive, but the Lexington, Concord, Lincoln, Massachusetts area is very nice. Hanscom Air Force Base is right there. It's an Air Force Research Development. But Ralph Waldo Emerson, who went by the name of Waldo, was an American essay lecturist, philosopher, and poet. I know him as a poet. I read quite a few of his poems when I was taking my literature classes in University of Maryland there, in Literature 1 and 2, which I when I first started Literature 1, I thought I was over my head. Dr. Sapita, God bless her soul, the professor I had, fantastic lady. Oh my God. She said, no, you'll do. And I think I ended up pulling either a C plus or a B minus or something. I passed the course. That's how I was looking at it. And I was so impressed. I said, well, I'm going to try my second year requirement that I had to do. I took her class, and great professor. God, but anyway, we always have those good teachers in our life. So, but Ralph Waldo Emerson was a poet. He was seen as a champion of individualism, and lived up there in Massachusetts area. You passed the course. Mission, yeah, exactly. Mission accomplished. Just pass the course. As far as I wasn't looking at being on the dean's list or anything like that, as far as that goes. So, getting my Air Force degree, my community college 2-year degree, all my core education came from the University of Maryland, a great college. The university that the sun never sets, because there's a campus at every Air Force base around the world. So the sun never sets on the University of Maryland, was the saying. And let's see, his quote and our thought for the day. It's a good one. It's very short. It's only 5 words. Get this, 5 words. That's what makes him such a great writer, poet. And it goes as follows: money often costs too much. Think about that. That's what the whole point of thought of that. Give you something to think about. Money often costs too much. And I can relate directly to that quote of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yeah, money often costs too much. Well, sometimes we're always looking at the opposite way. This costs too much and that costs too much, but money can cost too much. How much are you willing to work? In my case, I'm at the point in my life where money would cost me too much. It'd cost me time. Time is precious. Time is. I plan on having a lot of time left on this blue marble, but you got to come to terms. There's some people that they're obsessed. Exactly, nailed it. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Tony. They're obsessed on making that money. They got to have the things and stuff like that. I've been very fortunate and blessed to have a partner in my life, the missus, for 37 years now, that we both live within our means. I wouldn't have a pot to piss in if it wasn't for her. I didn't live within my means when I was single. I just went from paycheck. I remember those days writing a check on a Friday, and that's back when you could get away with it, when you knew payday was Monday, right? So I cashed a check for an extra $20 to get me through the weekend or something. $20 went a long ways. Or else you needed it, there's the night before you write that check. You zero balance, and you. So I played that game. I did, and I remember the missus would always say this too. The story where I actually, when I was still single, and this is before I met the missus, I bought it was a year or two. As they say, $20 is 20. Yeah. Well, $20 back then, you get a lot. I mean, you could $20 got me through the weekend quite, as far as. But it was writing a check that I didn't have funds in. You can't do that today. Real Ted Hicks, the triple constraints: time, performance, and costs. You can only have two of the three. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that I like that, Ted. That relates to the quote here. But once I met the missus and we got married, and I live within my means, and we have a lot to where we're comfortable. We're not rich, we're not poor, but we're comfortable enough and stuff like that. Hey, James. Hey, how you coming in from the UK? We are doing good, sir. We're doing good. I hope you're doing good. James Price Aviation. He's a broadcaster that's just came into the chat. For those that are watching on the replay, he's here on Twitch. He does the airplane simulation broadcast, which I catch on the replay there, James. So keep on doing what you're doing there, sir. Thank you for being with us. So Mrs. R made you much. Yeah. Oh, definitely, Ted. Oh God, yes. Let's just say to describe myself, I had a nickname when I was in the service before I met the missus. Once I got on station and stuff, I was known as Radical Rob. I did some shit that I didn't take. I didn't take crap from any. I was respectful to rank and stuff like that. Very serious about my job. But when I was out partying and stuff, I love partying with my brother firefighters and stuff like that. We had a good time, and I live paycheck to paycheck now. That's a whole different story now, as far as that goes. And I'm enjoying life as far as that goes. And so it's living with the needs. And I think this is what it is. Money often costs too much. That's when you got to make the decision. We need money. Money is a tool to get things done, to do things and stuff like that. As far as that goes, pay for gas to go. Like yesterday, pay for gas to go to a trip and stuff. I look at it as a tool. It's an essential thing that you have to live. But there's a lot of people that put a lot of emphasis on why you're retired. You're giving up a good check or something. No, it's time to do something different. And money isn't a factor. Money isn't a factor in my life to where I'm concerned about it because I want what I have to last the long run and stuff like that. But there's always a job there. So like Ted was saying earlier, where's that? The three constraints: time, performance, and cost. For me, it's performing and time, because cost. I'm not worried about I'm concerned about the money to make sure because that's why I have someone that really knows how to do that. Let's see, James. My family has a history of firefighting. I think I mentioned it before. So, oh yeah, I remember that, James. Yes, your father was a firefighter, I believe, and as far as that goes and stuff like that. So I was just before you came in, we were talking about the fires in Canada. The smoke is inundating upstate New York here. We have an air quality alert. I'm not even going out for a morning walk this morning. That's how it's affecting us. I don't want to breathe that shit because I know, it's almost yesterday when I got home. It started Monday. And yesterday it was cranking, and I almost want to say that it looks like a typical foggy day, but we'll see. The sun was just trying to get through the clouds, and it just couldn't because it was, it almost like opened up and closed, but it was just an eerie afternoon. So we're staying indoors today because, like I said, ex-firefighter, you don't want to inhale that shit. It's like smoking a cigarette or even vaping. I'm not pro vape or pro smoking. Those people, I know some people that I worked with, they can't kick the habit. They try. I can understand that. But if you don't have to smoke, you shouldn't be smoking because that's crap that's going in your lungs you don't need. For what purpose? Just for a brief enjoyment of getting, semi-buzzed or whatever the nicotine does? I'll stick to the coffee. It's a lot healthier. This is a lot healthier than a frickin' cigarette or a vape stick, as far as that goes. I know some people like it and they enjoy it. That's fine. That's your bag of donuts. But I'm just saying the cost of that in the long run, it's going to cost you time. That came in right good, didn't it? I'm just saying, as far as that goes, you look around what you have as far as family and stuff like that, and what you want to do. I guess between the two, supposedly vaping is supposed to be better than smoking. But if you're doing both, don't say one's bad and the other's not. What are you looking at, Jack? He's alerting on something. You see something out there? Is a squirrel out there? So, money often costs too much. And sometimes the things we do cost us time. So you got to look at that as far as your life. Let's see, James. People think vaping is safe, but I have my doubts. I do too, James. And the worst thing is that kids who have never smoked are taking it up vaping because they think it's... Yeah, exactly. I guess they slept well. I don't ask them, Chris. They sleep when they want to sleep. I don't... They're all good, though. They're all doing good. Yeah, I'm not too, I guess the vaping is the lesser, but it's particles. You go out here and you can't, when you have smoke, it's smoke, okay? This is very fine, okay? And it's those minute particles, if they get in your lung. Yeah, I know you're just asking, Chris, no problem. Um, it's not good for you. It's not good for you in the long haul. So, as far as that goes. So, if you're, smoking is the worst, you know. And I can say that because I did smoke for a brief time. Towards the tail end of my 1 year over in Korea, there was some shit going on over there that I was going to the bars anyway, so I'm inhaling the stuff anyway. So I say, hey, give me one of those, and the guys are just looking at me like, what? Frickin' Robbie he's smoking? Don't you run? Yeah, I'll still run, but I'm inhaling the shit anyway, so let me join you. And so yeah, I know what the effects are, and just a brief time, it's like, wow, I have a crate. Let it go, because it's not healthy. It wasn't healthy for me on the days off. We're bar hopping and stuff like that. Nicotine is a poison. Who knows what vaping? Yeah, well, the thing is, James, in vaping, I don't think people realize that there's a metal substance in that smoke that's minute particles. That's the same thing as the shit out here, as far as that. It's primarily water. Yeah, okay, you can say primary water vapor, Tony. You can control how much nicotine is in it. Yeah, the nicotine is one thing, but what about the other crap? You got a box of potato chips. It's not just potato chip. It's not potatoes. It's a whole bunch of other crap, the salt and all that other stuff. You get a buildup of all this other stuff. I'm not just saying, if you do it in moderation, anything in moderation, it's just like alcohol. You do it in moderation, it's fine. But how much nicotine? Yeah, the nicotine's a big factor. Is in which advantage, especially for people who are trying. It does contain an ingredient. Well, I think it has quite a few ingredients that also in antifreeze. Okay. Oh wow, really? Really, you're smoking antifreeze? Oh my god, you're vaping antifreeze. So, I smell antifreeze when you pour it in. That's not, it's just like smelling gas. Smelling gas, I like to smell the gas every once. But if you're sniffing gas, that fumes, that's just going to burn your brain cells out. And nicotine, there are still the issues with, well, that's the immediate, but the long term, just like anything, drinking. Somebody says, "Oh, I'm just taking a drink a day" and stuff like that, and that drink a day turns into two drinks. Oh, I'm just doing 2 drinks. So you can rationally, if you vape juice has more than 3 main ingredients, that's a big issue. Across the board, there's going to be one ingredient in there, and I hear about medical particle. There's metal particles that are carrier that thing. So they're minute as far as that goes, but your lungs deal with that minute stuff. So why put that shit in there? Yes, additives are in every. Yeah, exactly. Additives are in everything. Exactly, James. So you're not, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? But again, in moderation. I'm not knocking people that vape. That's fine. That's their bag of donuts and stuff like that. But just so they're aware of it. It's just, I think too many people that do, especially smoke cigarettes, they don't realize they're smoking a cigarette. My dad smoked. He was a 2-pack, almost 3-pack of Lucky Strikes a day. I mean, the house, that was just, so I was smoking before I smoked, I guess, in the house, secondhand smoking. From what I remember, the metal particles are in cigarette filters, as well as 30 other ports. There's medical, not from when I've been doing my research. If you look at it, there's any type of smoke, there's going to be some type of, medical, metal particles, Tony. It's not metal free, okay? There's always some type of metal particles in smoke, as far as that goes. Anything you consume that isn't natural is arguably questioned. Yeah, but sometimes even the some things that we consume that are all natural, if you eat too much of that stuff, it's going to make it's too. I guess it all comes back to take it in moderation. You're teaching me. Well, it's just something to look out for, Tony. That's all, because the long term, okay? It's just one of those things. Smoking is bad, okay? That's the worst. Vaping, okay, vape if you're, occasional vapor, stuff like that. But it's just if you're doing both, you're vaping and then all of a sudden you're lighting up a cigarette or something like that. That's not healthy. That's not healthy, especially if you're not staying in health as far as that goes. So, and I just look at that from a personal observation aspect. That I've seen people. I had a guy that worked for me at the day job that I said, "Aren't you going to?" I had to give him breaks. I literally had it because if he didn't have a cigarette, he would just go off. He would just his mental status and he would just get angry and stuff. So hey, go take a break. Go get a smoke. He said, "Sir, yeah, go get a smoke." I always gave him a morning one and an afternoon. Of course, all the other jugheads at the day job there, they would always walk out, and you had to go off campus to do the smoking because that's what it is. No debate there. Yeah. Okay, Tony. Yeah. And I'm not. Let's see. Long term wise, they don't have enough data to. That's the major issue. I think there's more than enough vaping that you could form an opinion, though, Tony. As far as that goes, I think I don't. I just look at it as a firefighter standpoint. I'm on the fire ground. When I first started firefighting, when you didn't want to be wearing an air pack because you're considered a freaking pansy. Okay, you're considered okay. You're not man enough to go into and eat the smoke. You're not a smoke eater. I got hyped up in that. I'm going to go in there, and I'm choking my guts out when I was able to allow to go into a burning fire with the nozzle, and you kept your mouth close to the nozzle because that's where you got some fresh air. Well, studies came out that weren't conclusive. That you know what, you might want to wear an air pack because it might protect you from all these particles that are in the smoke. And lo and behold, it's like, okay, I started wearing a air pack. In the Air Force, you had to, but in the volunteers, I said, "Oh, Rich, what are you wearing that?" It's like, and I got laughed at. I can remember when I was a youngster, I became qualified to, I was old enough, 18 before going in the service, going into my first house fire. They're looking at me like, "What are you doing, Rich?" I says, "I'm just wearing this because I'm going to have to wear one of." I used the excuse I knew I had to wear one in the Air Force. Oh, okay. They thought I was just getting, and it says, "But you don't have to," and stuff. Well, no, I want to. I'm glad I did because some of the people that I started out as a junior firefighter, and we worked some house fires before I went in the Air Force. They're having breathing problems. They don't smoke. They don't vape or anything like that. It's the stuff they got on the fire ground. So that thing. It's to say it's not conclusive. I mean. It's not conclusive of what really, from my point, why the sky is blue. But I know that it's blue for some reason. There is a reason. I guess is what I'm saying. Let's see. Let's catch up on the things here. Long-term wise, they don't have enough. Okay, we got that. But there's enough data out there. I guess people can make their own. My parents and grandparents smoked like chimneys. Yep, same here, James. I wouldn't let my kids stay with them unless they agree. Yep. The last 3 days was not too happy about that. Yeah, as a firefighter, I get you, and God knows we've seen smokers. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, but it's not just as a fire. That's where I think I have more of a first-hand experience on what that smoke can do to you. And smoking a cigarette, I know it's a nicotine. It comes back to what you're saying. It's a nicotine, as far as that goes. Let's see, James. In the UK fire service, it is called a breathing. Yeah, we call it an SB scuba. It's a self-contained breathing apparatus. Basically, a scooper diver mask with. Yeah, but it's a little bit different than a diving mask. You just have the mask, and then you got the regulator in your mouth for diving. Because I'm a certified diver. I haven't done diving since I was in the Air Force. Bingo, you were smart in the first place, and well, it's not that they didn't know. It just that's what I'm saying. Your observation. I had a gut feeling. It's like, you know what? I'm just equating it to smoking a cigarette, And my father, I always said you need to cut down and stuff like that. And I sort of kiddingly blame him for me not breaking the 5 minute mile when I was in track in high school, because I sucked in all that secondhand smoke as a kid in the house. James, it is blue due to nitrogen in the air. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, James. That's why the sky is blue. Okay, I knew there was. See, I learned something. Nitrogen. Okay. There we go. I took smoking cessation classes, which are good to take in the military when I tried to quit. You learn. Yeah, and the thing is, and my friend that I keep on coming back to that. I mean, he's he says there's no way he can quit. He has some other issues. He's a little overweight and stuff like that, and he's trying. He's cut back. He's a diabetic as well and stuff like that. So he's cut back drastically and stuff, but he just can't quit. And I know firsthand there's individuals that are like that. Vaping, can a person quit vaping? I don't know. That might be a challenge for you, Tony. See if you can quit for 30 days. Don't pick up that vape pen and stuff. And was it our good friend Randy W. Horton? He vapes. I think he vapes too much. It seems every time he's on his video, he's every 30 seconds he's taking a vape. Can that be healthy? I thought if you vaped, you just sat there like a cigarette for a couple days and stuff. You can quit vaping. I've done it. Okay, so but you're not vaping constantly and stuff like that. I've seen a number of your broadcasts where you're not vaping at all. I know when you're on there with nonsensical nonsense and stuff, it's a long broad, so I can see what you either got a beer and you're vaped and stuff. So it just that, again, in moderations. I think sometimes I'm not going to advocate cigarettes. Cigarettes is just bad. Don't smoke cigarettes. That's just. Even moderation, I think it's bad. Vaping, have at it. It's all our choices. So it's just gonna eventually, though, some of these choices can cost us time and stuff like that. And we might be more concerned about that short time pleasure and stuff like that. But enough of my preaching here and stuff like that. Today, national. We spent a lot of time on that, didn't we? We're at 50 minutes. Holy shit. But I got plenty of time. If I was on my regular time, this would only be halfway through the show. So I appreciate the comments, though. We're having a good conversation here concerning that, which is always good to have. Again, I'm not knocking the people that's if you're trying, smoking is bad for you. There's enough data out there. Vaping, it's in that middle ground and stuff. But I just, from a standpoint, even some minute particles. I mean, if I'm looking at pouring the gas, I'm back over here. I don't even want to try and sniff it because I don't need that shit in my system. And it's the same thing as outside here and stuff like that. So I might have an afternoon broadcast to give an update on that. See what I think if I get some pictures. Let's see, James, Tony, you can quit vaping by buying a pack. No, don't buy the Marlboro. What's a pack of cigarettes? That's got to be like $10. I was talking to Pam about this. Ooh, the missus. You didn't hear that name. The missus, as far as I've had a few of those. You can have them. Yeah, you can have them shirts. We're just curious on what a pack of cigarettes, and we're thinking it's like $10 a pack now or something like that. I can remember my father getting them 50 cents a pack at the fire station in the vending machine, as far as that goes. Okay, let's see. What's today's National Day? Let's see what today's National Day is. But thank you very much in the chat. Very active chat. That's one of the things I like about Twitch. The chat is great, and we had a conversation there, so going back and forth and stuff like that. And I don't take anything I say to heart, as far as it's just my opinion and stuff like that, and just to keep it copacetic there. Today is Wednesday, June 7th. It is the 158th day. It's the 23rd week. It is we're 43% through the year. let's see, James. It's about 13 pound in the UK. So I guess that's about 15. Yeah, what a train. Yeah, wow. It used to be. I remember in the service. I used to come home and I used to. This is when my father he switched to Pall Malls or no to. He switched to some filter type cigarette. I forget what it was. I used to pick them up a couple of cartons for like $15. That's 2 cartons of cigarettes for $15 when I came back from the base exchange because it always cost. It was a $10 a carton. Yeah, it was $20. $10 a carton because he used to pay $20 a carton, and Tony says sounds about right. Okay, National Day. Let's see. National VCR Day. Does anybody still use those? I have one. I think we still have one up in the attic. National Oklahoma Day. Throw that in the garbage with all the other state days. National Running Day. There we go. Of course, I wouldn't be going out running today because of the air alert. So, National Boone Day. Daniel Boone Day is today. World Food Safety Day. And World Caring Day. We're going to go with National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. That sounds like a good one, right? Chocolate Ice Cream Day. Today is, let's see, to observe National Chocolate Ice Cream Day on June 7th, all you have is chocolate ice cream. Who says you have to stop there, though? You can have it in a cone or make it from scratch. Add sprinkles, syrup, and whipped cream. Ooh, hashtag chocolate cream day. Oh, hashtag chocolate ice cream day. Chocolate ice cream is the second most common flavor, surpassing by vanilla. I love vanilla with Hershey's chocolate on top. That's my favorite by far. I like the other brand, the flavored ones, but I grew up, when I was growing up, we had 3 flavors. You had vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. The thing that you had chocolate here, you had vanilla in the middle, and then you had strawberry. It was 3 sections. But let's see. Second most favorite, surpassed only by vanilla. The chocolate flavored ice cream has been in existence well over 100 years and has been popular in the United States since the 19th century. So there we have. It's just interesting stuff. World food safety. We need that big time. Yeah, There's some foods out there as far as that's a good one. We're gonna go with hopefully our chocolate ice cream is safe. Okay. I've never heard of ice cream being recalled. Have you? There's been quite a few foods lately, as far as that goes. Chris Technician, is he still there? Before we go to the weather report, well, let's see. I don't know if you guys know what a Mars bar. Yeah, I know what a Mars bar is. Popular in the United States. Basically, a chocolate-covered caramel bar. Yes, it's very good. In Scotland, they deep fry them, so serve them with French fries. So, yes, a couple of salmonella issues about 20 years ago. On the ice cream? Okay, Chris, let's go ahead and do a dinner report there. You're here. Chris Technician's here, so we're going to do a dinner report. We only do the dinner report when Chris is here. As far as that goes, that's his gig, and we'll get to the history here afterwards. So what did everybody have for dinner? James, we have a dinner report. If you want to take part, what you had for dinner last night. Of course, you're eating lunch right now, but this is the night before. I had a good dinner last night. Let's see. Tony comes in with cooked some pork chops last night. Yes, I cook. Yeah, we know you cook. I know you cook. For Chris Technician's dinner report, he had 2 homemade quesadillas with beans. Okay, that's good. Is Ted Hicks there? Is he still? Does he want to? I know Ted. He's in the chat. Our dinner report. I had actually. I didn't. I was going to say 3. I had 4 hot dogs with sauerkraut and mustard because I didn't have any lunch. I had my breakfast. Let's see, Tim. Oh, Tim. I'm sorry, Tim. Tim had pulled pork and corn cob. Ooh, that's good. Pulled pork and corn cob. I can eat 4 because I had breakfast, but I didn't eat anything for lunch. So I was hungry. James had roast chicken, mashed potatoes. Ooh, I love mashed potatoes. Stuffing, gravy. I pass on the gravy. Broccoli and carrots. That sounds like a real good meal there, James. Tim Fan, where's mine? Yeah, pulled pork. I forgot. I'm sorry, Tim. You're. Are you in the shop or on the job site? This early? You're probably out on the job site. Yeah, I can put away 4 hot dogs if I don't eat any lunch. I was hungry. There was one left there. I had 3, and there was one left. And if there was 2, I would have had that for my leftovers. As far as that goes. Oh, Chris technician. There's no leftovers, Chris. So you're out. Oh, you're at the office. Oh, yeah, on the job site. Oh well, shit. I love hot, especially sour. She had sauerkraut. Actually, I remember her getting last week. She got the can of sauerkraut from when we went shopping, uh, and mustard. Oh my god! And what else did we have? Did we have anything else with the hot dogs?
Pickles, I think.
Oh yeah, we had pickles. I had a couple pickles. Okay. So no French fries or anything like that. So that I'm good with the. Tip fan, lots of laugh. So there's a dinner report. Good dinner report there, guys. And as far as I don't eat that much. Let's see. Where's my plate? Chris goes to Tony, and James comes in. My wife makes stir fry with chopped up hot dogs, rice, and a few other things. Yeah, that's good. If there was only 1 hot dog. If there was 2, I would have said, "Oh, I'll have that for lunch tomorrow. I'll heat them up in the microwave." But there was just 1 left. I couldn't see, I need it. If I'm going to have it for leftovers, I want 2. So I just said, screw it, I'm going to eat it. And it was good. It was good. Let's see, our world history for today. Let's see what we got. Abraham Lincoln, my favorite president. My favorite U.S. president. If he would be the number 1 person if I had a chance to meet. I would love to sit down with him. I got a haircut yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I got it. Pam, the missus gave me a haircut Saturday. Now my head feels better. Yeah, there you go. I had a jar of hot dogs in the kitchen. Now I feel hungry, James says. It's lunchtime over there. On this day in 1864, Abraham Lincoln was nominated by his party for a second term as a U.S. president. And primarily, he got us through the Civil War. He was elected, and it was shortly after that he was assassinated. And that's a tragedy. Abraham Lincoln, a great American president. Nominated for a second term on this today. I would like to spend a few hours chatting with. He would be another one too. But Abraham Lincoln is my favorite president. Ronald Reagan, he was by far in my lifetime. He's the best president of my lifetime. I would say, even though I knew. Even though I didn't know, I knew he was a president. I seen John F. Kennedy speak a couple times on the TV when I was a youngster. I was just starting to understand, okay, that's the president. I guess he's the president, whatever that is and stuff. Because I remember him being on the news for the Cuban Missile Crisis when he came on. Because my father was standing watching that, and he just had a look of, I can remember that look. He had a look of concern. And then when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, was a year after that or something, a couple years after that. We were down in Brooklyn for his funeral for Thanksgiving. I was visiting my grandparents, and I remember watching the funeral on the black and white TV in my grandparents' house in Brooklyn. And both my father and grandfather were crying. And I said, it didn't dawn on me. I was just like, okay, this is it's a funeral. It didn't dawn on me. He had the potential to be a great president. He was a good president, and all that. I missed JFK by a few years. I was born in '64. Yeah, I didn't realize the significance of JFK, and especially the putting us, the United States, on track to go to the moon and stuff like that. He laid the challenge out there, and then LBJ, not really a fan. as far as that goes. Gerald Ford, he was the I like Gerald Ford. Richard Nixon, he was okay. A little controversy for the time, but he got caught doing something that was at the time really bad. But we've got some people down there in Washington done worse than he did, and they're not even getting prosecuted. James, as a European, I feel Ukraine is our Cuban. It's gone beyond the Cuban Missile Crisis, as far as I'm concerned, James. It's an actual war. I'm calling it for what it is. It's a war that we have to be concerned about. That we don't. It doesn't get dragged. Just like there was a war going on with Germany when they invaded all those other countries. Other countries looked the other way. UK being one of them, as far as that goes, until Germany went into Poland. As far as that goes, and we can't look the other way. We have to keep focus on that. It's the Cuban Missile Crisis is a standoff. I remember that too, as far as vaguely, but that was a standoff, and that was a tense moment. We could have gone. That would have been definitely the start of World War III, and it almost happened. You look at the history as far as the Russians. They had nuclear tipped torpedoes. They were going to take out one of our freaking ships. History is writing now. Some of the stuff is coming out. That was a scary time back then. It's scary, but the Ukrainians are holding off the Russians. The Ukrainians have some issues as far as I'm concerned. I don't like the Russians coming in, but they're doing some stuff now that it's just they need to come to the peace table. They need to declare peace and stop the killing. That's what the world should be demanding right now, but we're not, because you look at who we have leading us. They don't want to, I don't want to rock the boat. No, we should demand them to come to the peace as far as that goes. Our Prime Minister, Neville Chamberlain, was weak trying to make it. Yeah, but that was, he was trying to work a deal. So Winston Churchill saved the show. Yeah, but so some great leaders in the past here. Let's see, what do we have? Lemon Neeson was born in Northern Ireland, the actor who started off as a boxing champion in his youth and acted so he could impress a girl, and now a U.S. citizen. His movie credits include Schindler's List, Michael Collins, Taken, Love, actually, Batman Begins, Star Wars. He was in Star Wars Episode 1? Lemon Neeson? Was he in? I don't. And The Gray. I remember in the movie Taken. That they made a couple. Lemon Neeson. Let me make sure. Let me see something here. Lemon Neeson. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking about. Wow, he was in Star Wars? What the hell? What was a character in Star Wars? I have to look that up. That's interesting. I like it. He's a good actor, Lemon Neeson. He's a good actor. I didn't realize he's from Northern Ireland. Yeah, he's done Star Wars. He was Ben. Oh God, what the frick? Yeah, you're right, Ben Kenobi. It did click. It did not click. Captain Rehab. Hey, Chubawok gave me lice. Chubawok. Yeah, Chubawok gave me lice. He played Kenobi. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Let's see. James backing up. My prediction is Trump will become the next president. We'll see how I have enforced Ukraine negotiation and no more missiles. Trump is the only man. We'll see. The process is started, and let's see what happens if he can run the gauntlet. There's some good candidates in that mix there, James. Just to let you know, don't believe the hype. Look at looking at all the candidates. They're all good, strong candidates and stuff like that. The Democrats did the same thing when they were going against Trump. Biden, he ran the gauntlet, even though there was probably some good people there, but they weren't part of the in crowd, I guess, where Biden was. He's been down in Washington for years and stuff like that, and it's starting to show now. Well, not starting to show. He's just too old. I'll just say it for what it is. He's too old. That fall at the Air Force Academy, if that doesn't wake up people to see, they said there was a sandbag. How come there wasn't a picture of the sandbag? I didn't see, from the angles I saw, I think he tripped over his own 2 feet. Just my observation. I feel sorry for him. I feel scared for him because I don't like what's right behind him to take over. I really don't care for the vice president as far as that goes. I much rather have there was no sandbag. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Tony? Where if there was a sandbag, where's the pitch? What's a sandbag doing on the stage? What's it holding down? Is it holding down? You would figure, and they showed his feet. I didn't see no sandbag. Captain Rehab, Tony D gave me an invite to the Biddy Titty Committee. Okay, whatever that is, Biddy Titty Committee. You can't. Captain Rehab keeping it real. Let's see what else we got in here. That's about it for that side. Let's see that AP history on this day, June 7th. Oh, it was on this day, Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump claimed their party's presidential nomination. Wow. That seems like eons ago. Contested. So, of course, yesterday was D-Day. Thank you for all those people. I actually talked to, they're no longer here, but I had a chance to talk to a couple individuals that were actually there on D-Day. And the way they talked about it was just so surreal. It's so surreal as far as that goes. Let's see. What else do we have? In 1942, the Battle of Midway ended in a decisive victory for the American naval forces over the Imperial Japan, making the turning point of the Pacific War. And that was a point of history a couple days back, at the start of, I think it was Monday maybe. The Battle of Midway was, I did a paper, my senior year in high school, I did a paper for my history class on Midway, and it's always been one of those battles that I never get tired hearing stories about and stuff like that. James, yes. Who watched Saving Private Ryan yesterday? Okay, there you go. And James, just brutal. You have to be so proud to have. I feel blessed and honored that I served, as far as that goes, and I feel very proud of those that are serving now. Okay, because it's a whole different dynamics now. When I got out after 9/11, the military became, and Tony can attest to this, it's a whole different dynamics. A lot of the missions are they're taken more serious. There's a lot of missions that are being done that we don't have no clue about. I could tell you about a couple that I have speculations on as far as what's going on, and as far as that goes. So Battle of Midway ended with a decisive victory and a march towards the end of World War II out in the Pacific, as far as that goes. In 1981, on this day, Israel military planes destroyed a nuclear power plant in Iraq, a facility the Israelis charged could have been used to make nuclear weapons. You know, any nuclear power plant, they can make the materials to create a nuclear bomb. They look all nice and shiny, though. One of my jobs in the Air Force is the United States Air Force, and Tony, you've probably seen them loaded up on the planes you worked with, wherever you were stationed at. I know you probably saw the real bombs during the war there, but I've seen B-52s with nuclear-tipped cruise missiles on up there at Griffiths. Yes, I did. Yeah, you saw a lot of bombs with the yellow circle around. That's you know, those are the real things. When there's a bomb and it's yellow, that's the real deal. The blue ones are they're just weight, but the yellow ones, the yellow band on there. James, I remember that. I am surprised Israel hasn't done it again. Iran is out of control. Yeah, bombs and missiles. Geez, yeah. But the shiny, get back to the nukes there, they're called line items. I was in a discussion, what did I talk about line item with somebody? It might have been. Oh, you know what? It was over on Rumble last week. There was somebody that said their father works at Los Alamos for the Air Force, and I said, go ahead and tell him you know what line item means for as it pertains to nukes, and it'll probably raise an eyebrow to your father as far as that goes because it's not a well-known fact. Around the world where I was stationed at, there's various stations. There's something called the WSA that's on certain Air Force bases, and Tony knows what that is, where he probably had a WSA when he was loading those missiles and bombs. WSA stands for Weapons Storage Area, and that's where they would keep munitions. A few locations, and I'm not going to say where, when I was in the Air Force, they did have a weapons storage area, and even here in the United States, there's nuclear bombs that are loaded, and they're a lot better to be using because once you launch a missile, an ICBM, I think they have a button where they can destroy it and stuff like that, but you can't turn it back around. Once it's launched, it's launched. And if you blow it up, well, you still have a lot of fallout, a little bit of a fallout and stuff like that, because there's always a potential of it's not gamma, it's alpha ray. There's a radiation if a bomb, if the HE that's encased around the isotope or whatever they call it, that's high explosive, very high explosive. That's what starts the initial chain reaction. If that stuff just goes off arbitrarily and the nuke isn't armed, you're not going to have a nuclear explosion. But we had a broken arrow. Well, they made the movie Broken Arrow. It literally was what a broken arrow is: a compromised nuclear weapon, a line item. And fire department, along with security police forces, on the bases I was at, we would practice a broken arrow exercise, and it would be real life. We had a certain amount of time once they cleared the area for the fire department to come in to apply water. And if we didn't apply water in that certain amount of time, basically a big boom went off. I had a girlfriend whose father was a U.S. Marine colonel based in embassy in Abu Dhabi in 1985. Let's just say I heard some. Yeah, you get some interesting stories. There's some, and I know Tony has some. As far as there's some you can talk about, and there's some you just don't really want to venture. So. I'll just leave it at that. Let's see. What else do we have here? That's about it. As far as everything else is just sporadic stuff. Not really. It's just talking about, they're grasping at history here now, some of this stuff. So there we have it. Let's see. Yesterday in baseball, the Mets and the Yankees both lost. I saw the scores already. Mets lost to the Braves, which they have a chance to catch up on. Let's see. The Yankees lost to the White Sox. And let's see. I think Blues Jays. Yeah, they beat the Astros. Good. I don't care for the Astros. I don't really care for the Astros. I almost like the Red Sox, and this is coming from a Yankee fan. I don't know. I don't really care for the Astros or the Red Sox really that much now. But yeah, let's see. Yankees lost to the White Sox 3-2, or White Sox. Yeah, the White Sox, and the Mets lost to the Braves 6-4. Looks like both of those games they could have won. The Yankees will be playing down at Yankee Stadium tonight at 7:05 against the White Sox, and the Mets, they're continuing with the Braves tonight, so hopefully they can split it as far as that goes. Tonight, I think there's an NBA game, if I'm not mistaken. I lost track of that. When's the next game? I think it's 1-1. I think I heard it on Ted's late night parenting. He said that there was a game tonight. And sure enough, tonight at 8:30, they're down there in Miami. It's a 1-1 series, so we're going to see who takes it. Tony, if you're still there, I thought it was going to be a sweep, but evidently it's not going to be a sweep. 0630, may I ask what time you wake up? I tend to sleep 7. Oh, I got up early this morning. I went to bed early last night, James, so I got up early. I've been up since 4:30. as far as that goes. You look on my Twitter line. I was starting the coffee. I think it says fourth. I was saying I'm waking up early with something new, and this is what I woke up with. This is a broadcaster here on Twitch. Go ahead and give him a follow. He was doing about 2 weeks ago. He does the drums, and it was a Sunday 2 weeks ago. I was listening to him while he was broadcasting. Fantastic drummer. He drums some music and stuff, and I was just rocking Sunday morning. So I got poking around and I saw he had some merchandise. So it's one of those things. You see a good musician on the corner street down in the city or something like that. You're sitting there listening. You put a few coins. Well, I threw a little coin at him as far as it goes. The older I get, the earlier I go to bed and the earlier I wake up. Yeah, I went to bed early yesterday because usually on a day I do, and I don't do that much traveling anymore. So it was a quick travel day up to Syracuse and back. I got done doing what I had to do and I got back. Let's see, Tony, the last game surprised me. I thought Denver I did too, Tony, till Miami came back. And that's why this is going to be a good series. It's going to be an event series. Now, from what I see, yeah, I'm almost thinking it's going to go. This is going to be another 7-game series. So it just that second quarter of the last game, Denver came back, and I think they were saying, "Oh, we're going to get it." And then the second half, it was the third quarter was sort of even, Steven, and then the fourth quarter, Miami just took off. They were just throwing down the 3-pointers. Where the first game, their 3-pointers weren't going in. That was the difference between the two games from what I saw. I think the missus is getting up now. As far as how long we've been on here for, an hour and 18 minutes. This is a long ass game. This is a long ass broadcast here. But James, yeah, I lately, because I'm not working, I find myself staying, because I take an afternoon nap. I'll probably take an afternoon nap. When I got home yesterday, I didn't eat lunch, so I ended up laying down for a 2-hour nap. So that's why I stay up till about 10:30, 11 o'clock now. And I have to, and there's something interesting on TV, or else I'm doing something here at the computer desk and stuff like that. So, so there we have it. It'll be interesting to see what the day goes as far as that goes. I might be back on later this afternoon on one of the platforms. Maybe right back here on Twitch. Twitch is great. I love Twitch. It's good seeing Randy W. Horton back as far as that goes. Welcome him back. He's already saying himself. He's always saying, "Oh, I don't know why I'm back." I know why you're back. It was good seeing him on YouTube. YouTube, I think it fits. You splice it up. I do that with being Twitch is my mainstay, and I go over there on Rumble as far as that goes. So that's always a good thing. And of course, Tony's on there with Nonsensical Nonsense, and he has his other broadcasts and stuff. And Randy is a character. Yeah, Randy is a character. Yes, he is. I think that's why we like him so much, and as far as that goes, and he got a new computer I saw on his YouTube broadcast this morning. He got a new because the other one, it's a Linux system, is just crapping out. He had to end his broadcast in his office there, and it looks like it's a new laptop. That's the same as his laptop. It's a Windows-based system, so he'll probably do a lot more. I don't know. How do you work with a Linux system? I don't know. It's just like one of those things. I guess if you know it and stuff like that, I've always worked with Windows as far as that goes. The closest I come to Apple is my iPad. Well, the iPods that I've had, iPod Touches and the iPad Mini. I thought about getting another iPad Mini, but I can't see spending that much money. I think on okay, the missus is up. Randy was talking about, I guess they announced they had a big Apple event yesterday, which I didn't see any news about it as far as that goes. Randy buys a new phone every week. It seems like it, but he's not going to buy what did they talk about on his broadcast this morning, James? It's something that costs like, I don't know if it was a phone or a pair of headsets for $3,000. Are you serious? I picked these up for $29.95. I'm not paying. My earbuds. Yeah, these may look like Apple earbuds. No, these are $19.95 specials for my Android phone. They work great. They're great. I got a backup set here. of earbuds that I hardly use because I like these. These look like there's a brick in my ear. $20. I'm not paying. If I can do, that's where that cost. It costs you. I'm not going to pay big money when I can do the same thing for something. It just I don't. Okay, is there a difference? Yeah, there's a difference, but is it that much of a difference for me to spend an extra $150 for something that I don't really need? So that's what you have to do. $3,000, I can buy a decent second. Exactly, James. And you might have been on the broadcast because I can't see the chat. So he said something about that. I think you were on the broadcast and you made that same statement. I remember that statement because I heard that statement. I'm like, that's true. You could buy a secondhand car for $3,000, for Christ's sakes. But it's good seeing Randy back. Chavez getting my more. Oh, he just liked my tweet. Chavez Flux, he must be waking up and stuff. I'm not sure where he's at and stuff, but he liked my tweet, so yeah, I got his coffee cup. Give him a follow. He's a good kid, good guy. I mean, he plays those drums, and I got it. I just was enjoying it. I felt like I was at a good concert with the drums. And he was playing some good rock and roll music with the drums, as far as that goes. Let's see. I love Randy's boat though. That is so cool. I would love to learn to sail. Yeah, I did some sailing when I was in high school. I had a classmate that had a sailboat about that size, and we took it out. There was a bunch of us that we would take out. Love it, man. There's so much for this. Oh, thanks for the support. I got to give him a like there. But I sailed a little bit. I got a knack for it. Of course. The classmate, he was doing the sailing, but he taught us a few things, and it's interesting stuff. That was out on the Hudson there, down by West Point. There's an area, there's a marina down there and stuff like that, as far as that goes. And let's see, he says, haha, love it, man. Thank you so much for the support. I need to get on Twitter more often, so he's not on Twitter that often and stuff like that. Thank you for subscribing, James. Thank you very much. Oh wow, he subscribed. Very good, because Erica, she subscribed, and I was like, whoa, okay, appreciate it. That's very. Thank you very much, sir. Let's see. Oh, I'll answer him later. He's a good guy. So. But we're feeling the love. We're feeling the love here as far as that goes. All right. Love the conversation. So yeah, I also same here. Very good, James. Very good. And also, people that are watching this on the replay, check out James Price Aviation. James Price. I spell Pryce Aviation. He does some simulate the flight. You do the flight Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think, or something like that. It's some aviation simulator there that looks realistic too, as far as that goes. And you're welcome, James. I always like to promote other broadcasts there. We had Ted Hicks on. Yes, Flight Sim. Okay, yeah, my good friend who I often mention, known for like 45 years. He's a fire chief. In the Air Force, he loves that. I think that's the only thing he's played for years, back in the day. I think he started at Flight Simulator 1, so I wouldn't be surprised that he flew that aircraft that was in Top Gun Maverick, that looked like a slick down. That was a Lockheed Martin. That plane in that movie was a Lockheed Martin concept, and I say concept lightly. Because there's probably something like that out there that took over the SR-71. If not, the SR-71 is still, I won't be surprised. Dark Star, yeah, coming soon. Exactly, Tony. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. That's about it. We've been on for, an hour and 26 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and end it here, folks. It pays to get up early, right? We got a little longer time here. Great conversation. I can't get into the new film, but I love the original Top Gun. I know what you're saying there, James. I think the first one was great. I remember being so hyped up. The second one, from my standpoint, I liked it. the flying scenes in that when they're in the what kind of jet were they flying when they were doing those aren't Tomcats because they ended up hijacking a Tomcat. Or were those Tomcats? Anyway, have a great day. Yeah, James, you too. But the flying in that F-14s. Okay, thank you, James. The flying in that movie was tremendous. I just think that F-18s were the first one. Okay, or there were F-14s the first? No. Yes, Tomcats. Okay, I get my numbers mixed up. They look pretty close, similar. The F-14, F-18, but the flying they do on those aircraft is unfreaking real. Unfreaking real. And I can say from an Air Force, and there's going to be some Air Force people that are going to rag on me. Navy pilots are probably the best pilots because they got to land on a little freaking aircraft carrier. F-14 Tomcats, first one, James says, and F-18. Okay, thank you for the remake. Yeah, the flying on the F-18s is unfreaking real. Unfreaking. I don't know if that was computer generated and stuff like that, but it's just unfreaking real. And I like the Dark Star. That was just because if you look at that aircraft, the Dark Star, there's a little skunk on the back tail, and that's Lockheed Martin Skunk Works because they developed the U-2 and the SR-71, and that was under the program. And it's the program is still in existence. I can't go any further than that. It's called Skunk Works. There's a lot of there's a lot of history on that in the History Channel. So not that I wouldn't know. But I thought that was unique to see that skunk on the tail there because that is icon for Lockheed. Dark Star is coming. Those things are serious. Yes, yeah, it's coming. It might already be there. I don't know for sure, but it's just an observation. All right, folks. Did you ever see cheesy 1980 science fiction movie film made in the 80s by John Carpenter? Oh yeah, I did. That. Geez, I like your analogy of that. Yeah, anything from the 80s. Back in the 80s when we watched it, it wasn't cheesy though, was it, James? That's the thing. Here it is. Well, I equate that. Not that I say Star Wars. It's a classic. Yeah, James. Yeah, it is a classic. I remember that. That's a good one. James Carpenter, Dark Star. I love it. Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. I'm gonna hit the outro music again. I appreciate James being in the chat here. Thank you very much. Tony D. Thank you very much. Tim Fan 43. Thank you, sir. Chris Technician for being in the chat. Thank you. Ted Hicks as well. Thank you, Captain Rehab. We had Captain Rehab in the house. A full crew here on this Wednesday morning coffee broadcast on the Twitch, and we thank those individuals in the chat and appreciate it. They took a little bit of time, and all those that were watching and all those that are watching on the replay, thank you very much. But it's time for me to get my day started and see what's on the horizon, see what's going on for today. But you can follow me over there on Twitter at Fireman Rich, where I tote myself as a social media observer, social media enthusiast. In other words, I like playing on this thing called the internet, and I like talking, like chatting on the Twitch here. It's always great. Thank you very much as far as that goes. But we're going to get our day started. You all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Again, Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, at Fireman Rich over on Twitter, wishing you all well. Live life, have fun, ciao for now. As always, peace, take care. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you very much. Good show, good broadcast. Take care.